If you're in crypto, you probably know what a crypto airdrop is. It's essentially a way for a project to reward early users, early supporters of a service or a product that they're building. Well, I made around $30,000 by being an early user of AstroDex, the decentralized exchange backed by Binance. But what if I told you that there's a new player on the block and an airdrop to go get, backed by none other than Kraken? Which means this could be absolutely huge, and I know I'm gonna farm the F out of this. So Kraken made its own layer 2 on top of Ethereum called Ink, and Ink has this decentralized exchange called NATO. I'll have all the necessary links below, so once you click that, it'll bring you probably to this page or a sign up page, and apparently they're introducing usernames. That's new, that wasn't there this morning. Anyways, when we go to the top over here to rewards, there's a couple things you can see. First of all, cash rewards. Scroll all the way down, agree to the terms. You can see that weekly, they are distributing up to $100,000 to traders. Now, this amount varies between $50,000 all the way up to $100,000 depending on the weekly DEX volume. Meaning, if you trade on NATO instead of Astro or Hyperliquid, you might get some part of that reward, a share of that distributed every single week. But what's important to me right here is this, the NATO Points. And the reason for that is that Ink, meaning the token for the Ink blockchain, is going to be airdropped to NATO users. And I have that on pretty good authority. I have a business developer that reached out to me and said, hey, would you care to make a video about this? This is what we have confirmed. So this is pretty good alpha, guys. Apparently, we're now in Season 2, but it's not too late to get in. I got in Season 2 with Aster, still made 30 grand. Was amazing. And the way to get these points is simply going to be by trading as much volume in perps as possible. So that's going to be perpetuals, right? Perpetual futures. When you click the link in the description, it'll bring you here. All you have to do is click on sign in, then use your preferred wallet or even an email. But personally, I'm going to go for MetaMask and click on connect. The next steps is obviously going to be scroll down, agree to terms, scroll down some more, agree to terms. You'll have my referral code right there that I would appreciate if you used. Then all you do is click on confirm and confirm that I'm using referral code SmallCow. Referral confirmed, and bam. Then a couple things you're going to have to do is going to be switch to the Ink network. So you click switch to Ink. Then you're going to have to obviously deposit some funds. And once you've deposited funds, you'll be able to enable one-click trading and set your trading preferences. I'm going to switch back to an account that I already have, and bam. Then the way you're going to deposit is if you don't necessarily already have funds on the Ink network, no worries. You can click deposit, and then you can see that since I connected a MetaMask wallet, it scans what's in it and I can deposit like instant with the click of a button. Or you can transfer from any wallet by just selecting, let's say you want to deposit BNB on the Binance Smart Chain. There's a bunch of options. Just be careful to make sure that you're depositing the minimum for each chain. Anyhow, I'm going to go with this right here. I've got 60 bucks of USDT on Binance Smart Chain and I've got 40 bucks on Ethereum. I'm going to do max for both. That should get us around $100 to play around with. Confirm order. That's going to pull up my wallet. Spending cap request. Confirm. Takes just a tiny bit of gas. And here's the actual transaction. Confirm. I'm going to click new deposit and I'm going to do the same thing for the USDT I have on the Ethereum chain. Confirm order, confirm the spending cap, and now we're just waiting for the Ethereum network to pull up the transaction in the MetaMask wallet for the actual deposit. Okay, deposit received. So we got the one on the Binance Smart Chain. My camera was hiding it for some reason. And wow, I have forgotten how slow ETH is. That probably took a whole minute just for a spending cap approval. And I sped it up. Okay, wait, let's go back. Oh, you know what? This is actually going to give me the option to show you how to do it this way. So I'm going to be doing USDT on Ethereum, minimum of $10. Copy this address, bam. Go to tokens, Tether USD on Ethereum, max, continue. Yes, it's a new address. I'm going to go with the market network fee. And that is sending right now. Now, on the wallet, I was obviously using ETH chain. I need to click switch to ink right here, which I've already added to MetaMask, and the exchange will force you to add it anyways. And then what you want to do is actually just trade as many futures, as much volume as possible. And that's what will get you airdrop points to get ink tokens. So for instance, if we were to go to Bitcoin right here, I'm assuming that they do have stuff in order to avoid you wash trading. So I wouldn't recommend opening a position and closing it like the same minute, but I would recommend doing same as with Aster, click take profit stop loss. You're going to want to take, let's say 5% gain, because that makes it so that your transaction's real. We'll also go on a 5% loss. We received the ETH USDT right there, and I can go ahead and do bam, buy long Bitcoin. Now, I'm doing it at market. I'm not exactly sure if that gets you more points than doing a limit order, but I do remember something like that happening with Aster. Essentially, the more fees you pay in trading fees, the more points you used to get, I believe. And then all you want to do is obviously generate as much volume as you can. So you could go to, like, let's say ETH, and then do the exact same thing, take profit stop loss. Let's go with like a 7% gain, and we'll allow a 5% loss, buy ETH long. And that's all you want to do over and over and over. So obviously, the bigger amounts you deposit, the easier it is to create larger volume, just because, well, you have more funds and you have more leverage on it. That creates more volume. If I go to portfolio, you can see that I tried out the platform a couple days ago. I wanted to make sure I understood everything before making this video. I've got around 25K in volume, which is very light for now, but I need to get farming. But essentially, my goal is going to be to get at least a couple $100,000 of volume weekly. We never actually know how big an airdrop is going to be, but when it's done by a blockchain that's partnered with a DEX that is backed by one of the largest centralized exchanges in the world, I think this could be very good. It could be a sizable airdrop. So I want to have a couple $1 million of volume to get those points, those NATO points, every single snapshot that happens weekly. So if you're already trading perps either on a centralized or decentralized exchange, there's no reason not to go ahead and try out NATO. You'll get the cash rewards every single week. Now, I don't know how big those are so far. I know that they can range from $50,000 all the way up to $100,000 distributed to all users, meaning you're not going to get $100,000, but you'll get a share of that depending on your volume. And on top of that, you are stacking those airdrop points. We've got no clue when the airdrop is going to happen yet. That's just how airdrops go. But I think this one could be one of the more lucrative ones compared to what we've seen in the past. If you have any questions or you want me to show you how to use NATO a bit deeper, if you're, for instance, a beginner perp trader, let me know down below in the comments. On that note, was your boy Smolkyown. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch y'all in another one. Peace.